then isn't that slightly harsh on the man? I mean, shouldn't he be put to death instead? Would that be a better solution? Because to be shut up in jail all your life, the rest of your life.
If somebody is a mass murderer, as you have said, no punishment is enough for him, because he has taken hundreds of thousands of lives, and in exchange he has to offer only his life. If somebody is a mass torturer, he would be torturing many life hours of human beings. Yet even if he is tortured throughout his life, he has only to offer one life hours of one man. So how can you take your revenge here on earth? The only revenge lies in the hereafter. Otherwise, it's impossible to bring to books all the criminals and to dispense justice to them properly.
So if there was a man in Islam who was that kind of person, would he be put to death or jailed?
Well, I in fact answered that question. I know what you mean. But whether he is put to prison to elongate his torture or put to death, that is insignificant as compared to the crime which he has committed. But Islam believes in capital punishment. Also Islam believes in exceptions. And the right to forgive a murderer and turn his capital punishment to a lesser punishment or to total forgiveness is the right of the next of kin of the person murdered. It is not the right of a third person judge. So Islamic principles are based on human psychology. If somebody's brother is murdered, or father or son is murdered, what right has the government to forgive such a person? That person or those persons who have been deprived of their dear one's life, they alone have the right to forgive or not to forgive. This is exactly what the Holy Quran tells us. Law is the general, capital punishment is the general law, murder for murder. But possibility of forgiveness is also open. And that possibility of forgiveness would be utilized not by a third person judge, but by the next of kin of the person murdered. Alright? Yes?
Referring to the previous question, am I right in saying that if somebody, like the example you quoted, that if their brother is murdered, is it at their discretion to forgive or to pay that punishment? But then supposing that that man has a mental problem or something, that he is a compulsive killer or something like that, then shouldn't it be best to imprison him or kill him?
Well, they would know anyway.
Yeah, but for instance,
if a person is a public danger, then the right of forgiveness will be taken away from the next of kin, because they can only forgive the past crime. They cannot forestall the possibility of a future crime. So that is a different type of problem. In that case, the state will of course put her foot down and say that for the sake of the safety of the people outside, you may forgive, but we can't forgive and we must take preventive measures.
We're not allowed to take photographs from Medina, Khanaka.
You're not allowed? Who told you?
A woman and her husband, they go.
Well, are you the same boy who referred to some papers, newspapers and magazines in which Hocus Pocus was published? Who was it? The same boy? You must have read it in the same papers.
My mom said that.
Huh?
My mom said that.
So your mom the source of all that book? Oh, tell me, who are you? Who are your parents? Do I know them?
My mom told me.
Tell me, who are your parents?
The Christine,
Huh?
Maxwell Shabbat.
Oh yes, yes, I saw you with them once. So I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to stop them telling you all this fib.
A woman and a husband, they go to Khana Kaaba and they wanted to take photographs, but they didn't allow them to take the photographs.
Well, I know the problem, yes, you're quite right there. In that sense, because the Wahhabis who rule the area where Khana Kaaba is situated, they don't believe in pictures. Only when the king's picture is taken for publishing in the newspapers, they permit it. But in principle, they don't believe in taking photos and things. So the police, the shurti there, they might have done that. But if your friend would offer them some riyals, I think it would be good. That's what happens. The next time you meet them, you tell them, take a few extra riyals if you want to take photographs. All over the world, the photo of Kaaba is published. And when the ceremony of changing the cloth is held, that also is published. But on these things, there's such contradiction in their behavior and their beliefs. Yes?
Why aren't we allowed to, if you say on the Mars, wear topi? Why don't we wear?
Well, this again is a cultural matter. The fact is that according to Oriental culture, Islamic culture, which is now called, but it is not, but in this regard it will be maybe declared Islamic. But generally in the Orient, it is considered a sign of respect to wear some headdress when you appear before your elders, before those whom you respect. And that tradition is kept very meticulously. When you appear before someone whom you respect, whom you consider both elder and worthy of respect, you always take a cap and wear that cap before him. While on the other hand, the Western culture is exactly the opposite. There, when you appear before someone whom you respect, you take your hat off. With the result that when you appear in the court, only the judge has the right to keep his hat on, and that is the wig, I mean. And the rest must take their hats off. So you follow this culture meticulously, don't you? And why shouldn't you follow Islamic culture in the same spirit? Because if you don't wear a a cap or something on the head when you're praying, that would be taken as a sign of disrespect. So appearing in a worldly cause, you follow their rules and their norms. Why shouldn't you follow the rules and norms of a religious, most high, most elevated court? Yes? And this should be about the last question, I should say.
I'd just like to say this, that it's quite confusing. That the Kafirs who are against us, I don't quite understand why obviously they call us non-Muslims, and they're killing us and fighting against us.
No, I can't understand that either.
No, I mean they're killing us and fighting against us, and I mean the Christians believe in a whole completely different thing, and they don't even touch them. They don't care what they see. I understand one thing, that the Christians don't believe the way we do, and we think we're Muslims. But I don't quite understand the fact that if they call us non-Muslims and they're non-Muslims, if they hurt us, why don't they hurt them?
Yes, that's the point. Yes. You made it. Why do you call yourself confused? You're very clear-headed.
Well, I'm just confused as to why they do what they do.
Because the fact is that because they believe you are true.
Yes.
And because they believe in the truth and life of Ahmadiyya, they are afraid of it. You're not afraid of dead entities. You are afraid always of a life phenomena which can envelop you, which